We're starting the reassembly of the Crystalyte 2240 motor. As you can see, we've got our positive and negative leads come through the housing here. They again in heat shrink tubing. The hall wires. Hard to watch the camera and see what I'm doing at the same time. The hall wires again heat shrink tubing right down into the groove. The groove, as you notice, I've widened out a little bit here to make room for all of the wires, to be able to make a bit of a smoother transition to the sides as they need, because the 3 phase wires are pretty friggin' thick, so by the time it's all said and done, it's still going to be a pretty tight fit in there. I just didn't want to take too much material out of there, because I think I went pretty deep as it is. I went probably about 1/3 of the way at the very most, at the deepest point here in the center where it has to pass through the seals. So, but we're starting the reassembly. Everything's been heat shrinked and everything else, well, it's going to be as we do the assembly, and we use our high temperature silicone again and make sure everything, and we're probably going to cover this with some heat shrink tubing just to make sure there's no more arcing or melting or burning through, it looks like happened here. And we're going to leave the other end of the connection of the phases, or the ground connection, I guess you want to kind of call it, on the far side over here, instead of in underneath the phase wires like it was before, because that way there's less likely to be a chance of arcing between the phases and the end of them. So, but that's the next part of the assembly, and once we get the wires and everything glued in here, we'll take another video and you can see how this progresses.